Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavata Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So we will recite the verse, Canto 10, Chapter 86. And verse number chapter 86 and the verse we are discussing today. Namostute adhyatma vidam paratmane अनात्मने स्वात्म विभक्त मृत्यवे सकारनाकारण लिंगमियुषे स्वमायया संवृत रुद्ध दृष्टये नमोस्तुते ध्यात्मविदां परात्मने अनात्मने स्वात्मविभक्त मृत्यवे सकारनाकारणलिङ्गमियुषे स्वमायया संवृत रुद्ध दृष्टये नमोस्तुते ध्यात्मविदात् परात्मने अनात्मने स्वात्मविभक्त मृत्यवे सकारनाकारणलिङ्गमियुषे स्वमायया संवृत रुद्ध दृष्टये. Word to word meaning. Nama obeisances. Astu, may there be. Te, unto you. Adhyatma, the absolute truth. Vedam, for those who know. Paratmane, the supreme soul. Anatmane, to the conditioned jiva soul. Swa-atma, from yourself, in the form of time. Vibhakta, who gives. Mrityave, death. Sakarana, having a cause. Akarana, having no cause. Lingam, the forms, respectively, the material form of the universe and also your original spiritual form. Iyushe, who assume. Swamayaya, by your own mystic potency. Asamvrita, uncovered. Ruddha, and blocked. Drishtaye, vision. Translation. Let me offer my obeisances unto you. You are realized as the Supreme Soul by those who know the absolute truth, whereas in your form of time, you impose death upon the forgetful souls. You appear both in your causeless spiritual form and in the created form of this universe, thus simultaneously uncovering the eyes of your devotees and obstructing the vision of the non-devotees. Purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When the Lord appears before His devotees in His eternal spiritual form, their eyes become uncovered, in the sense that all vestiges of illusion are dispelled, and they drink in the beautiful vision of the Absolute Truth, the Personality of Godhead. For the non-devotees, on the other hand, the Lord appears as material nature, His universal form, and in this way, He covers their vision so that His spiritual personal form remains invisible to them. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives another interpretation of this verse, based on an alternative understanding of Anatmane, a form of the word Anatma. Various classes of men know the absolute truth in different ways. The devotees of the Lord, who are in the reciprocal mood of neutral admiration, meditate on the Supreme as possessing a divine personal form, Atma or Shri Vigraha, transcending all aspects of material illusion. The impersonal philosophers Gyanis conceive of Him as formless, Anatma, and the envious demons see Him in the form of death. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagan Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagan Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vritansha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I seek the blessings of all the devotees present over here, especially the senior devotees. I feel myself unqualified, but just trying to serve Srimad Bhagavatam for my own purification. I will try to discuss the shloka. So we are going through chapter 86. Arjun kidnaps Subhadra. That episode was over. And in the next, Sukadeva Goswami has narrated about the story of the Brahman and the king, Shrutadev and Bahulashva. So both were wonderful, pure devotees, and Lord Krishna, he traveled personally from Dwarka to give darshan, to accept the service of these two devotees. And along the way, he gave darshan to all the citizens, people along the way. Lord traveled from Dwarka to Mithila. So in this verse, if you see, I will go a little the backstory. The Shrutadev, we have already seen that he was very enthusiastic in his service. And his enthusiasm and the king's enthusiasm both were at the same level. It is mentioned by the Shukdev Goswami. Both have shown the same enthusiasm. While Krishna, he visited both of them, and we have already seen that Krishna makes the devotee feel very special. He makes the devotee feel very special about the relationship. Each one of us have a unique relationship with Krishna. Here also we have seen that Krishna, he obstructed the vision of one after another. Both thought that Lord has come to my door. He has come to give darshan to me, and he has not gone to another devotee. So in this way Krishna made a special favor. This is reciprocation, special reciprocation. So Shrutadev Brahman, he was very much fixed in his devotional service, living very simple, and he was dancing with great joy when Krishna came to his door. And he was dancing and waving his shawl in the air. During the Golden Jubilee celebration, one of the Prabhupada disciple, His Grace Sikhi Mahiti Prabhu, so during Guru Puja sometimes we saw him waving his shawl in ecstasy. So I was remembering that thing. So he was very much pleased, he was very much ecstatic. And now he has started glorification in this verse. Namostu te adhyatma vida paratmane. So namostu. So Shrutadeva Brahmana is saying, "Oh my dear Lord, I pay, let me offer my obeisances unto you." He's showing the quality of devotee, pure devotee. Offering obeisances is very, very important in the life of a devotee. When we wake up, we offer obeisances to Guru, to Krishna, to Vrindavan. When we come to temple, even before coming to temple, when we see devotee, we offer obeisances. No matter where we are. In the temple, we go to Prabhupada's Samadhi, we offer obeisances. Whenever we see deity, or whenever we see spiritual master or senior devotees, we offer obeisances. So offering obeisances is actually a great Vaishnava etiquette, which we have learned. And Vaishnava etiquette, it is the culture of spiritual world. If we wish to go to the spiritual sky, spiritual world, then we must be very fixed up in our Vaishnava etiquette. Otherwise, we cannot land there. Because that is our goal, to enter into the spiritual kingdom. So we have to practice it right here, right now. So whenever we see deity, Guru, devotee, we offer obeisances, and it helps us crush our false ego. Because generally in this material world, we don't want to bow our head down. But generally we see the tradition, customs of the past. Even today in Lord Jagannath Puri also, the king, he opens his slippers far away from the temple. He opens the mukuta. So obeisances is very, very important. Crushes the ego, and it helps us make humble. It helps us developing the quality of humility. I remember the pastime of His Grace Shutkirti Prabhuji. I was reading the book, What is the Difficulty in the Prabhupada House Library. So there he mentioned that in the Prabhupada House, whenever Prabhuji used to come from kitchen to serve puffed up chapatis to Srila Prabhupada during the lunch, so he was writing, every time was literally running from the kitchen to the dining area where Prabhupada takes prasadam. You must have seen another where there is Radha Damodar Mandir's table. Prabhupada is sitting with a pen, small table. And he was running, giving the chapati. And every time he is giving one chapati, running, coming back, he is paying obeisances. Every time. So whenever Prabhupada disciples, they used to see Prabhupada, used to pay obeisances. So that is the tradition, that is the culture of Vaishnavas. we should pay obeisances anytime we see Guru, DT. In my beginning days in Delhi, in the Sri Sri Radha Parasari temple, we used to go on Sundays. And on Sunday, we attend full morning program and we generally return by around 12 o'clock in the noon to our center back. So in the morning Mangalarti, we pay obeisances to Prabhupada and 3 obeisances to the 3 altars. And then during Darshanarti, again the same. And then some services, class, then again after class. So 3 times we used to pay obeisances. So in the beginning I was seeing so much of obeisances. We are paying so much, it's too much. But anyway, we are following the seniors. So we are paying. And then while going back to center, because once in a week we used to come to temple. This was very far. Our center was like 18 kilometers far from the temple. So again, going from the temple back, we used to go to have the darshan, the last darshan in the week, and pay obeisances. It was the 4th time. So sometime my mind says, it's okay, you have already paid so much of obeisances, just pay one, that's it. One to Prabhupada, one to DT. And then, after some time, I saw my Guru Maharaj, his name is Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So he was very old that time also. And I see he was old, physical discomforts. One servant is putting some cushion. So he's paying obeisances to Prabhupada, then to Gaunitai, then to Sri Sri Radha Parasarthi, then to Sri Sri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. I see in this old age he's paying 4 obeisances. Then I thought, no, the idea is wrong. I should learn to pay obeisances every time. So it helps the senior exemplary devotees, they teach us through their behavior. So Krishna, he is a supreme soul. He is Paratmane, the supreme soul. He is the supreme father. Sarva yonishu kauntaya aham bija pradapita, says in Bhagavad-Gita. That he is the supreme father of all the living entities, wherever they are situated, in whatever planets they are, in the entire creation. He is the supreme father. One of the name of Krishna is Animesh. Animesh means the one whose eyes don't flip. So how is supreme? Why it is named as, he is named as Animesh? Because 24 hours, 365 days, irrespective of the time is one of his incarnation, but irrespective of the time, he sees everyone. He does not miss anything in the entire universe. No one in the entire creation can hide anything from the Lord. So his name is Animesh. He doesn't blink his eyes. Or Lord Jagannath also doesn't have eyelids. So from Lord Jagannath also we can see he is always giving 24-hour darshan in the daytime to us human beings, in the night time to the demigods. So Krishna is supreme. He is supreme in everything. His eyes don't blink. He can listen. His ears are so sharp that if someone gossips at the back, at the corner of the class, we cannot hear what they are talking. They are not talking, just give example. But Krishna being seated in Golok Vrindavan, he can hear what they are saying. So his eyes are everywhere, his ears are everywhere. He can see, he can hear anything from anywhere, being seated at any place. That is his unimaginable potency. And what to speak of speaking or gossiping? Even if we think a little desire in the heart, Krishna is there as Paramatma. He can hear what we are thinking, what we are praying, what we are planning next. Everything he can listen. He is sitting here. Sarvashto chaham hridaya sannivishto. So being seated as Paramatma, he is listening everything. In Ishopnisha it said that Krishna being seated as Paramatma, he smells the desire, like we smell the flower. He smells the desire of the conditioned souls, of the souls. And when the jivas, we living entities, when we make spiritual desires, that when I will develop taste in chanting, when I will have when I could serve more nicely, when I will get taste in listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, when I will get more taste in Kirtan. So when we have this kind of desires, spiritual desires, so he smells. It is like fragrant smell to the Paramatma, to Krishna. But when we have material desires, when we are hanker after money, after women, or after name, fame, prestige, post, position, then it is like false smell to him. So Krishna, being seated in the as Paramatma, he checks, he sees everything. He sees the desires of all conditioned soul. Both are Kshetragya. In Srimad Bhagavad-Gita it is mentioned. We are also Kshetragya, the owner, and Krishna is also the Kshetragya. But he knows each and every living entity's desire, the body, the heart and the mind. But we know ourselves only. Even it would be wrong to say that we know ourselves. Even we don't know ourselves completely. But Krishna knows us since time immemorial. What we are going to do next, that's also Krishna knows. Because he knows, he has seen us since millions and billions of lifetime. He's seeing us. We have forgotten, but he is knowing. He is omnipresent, omniscient, and he doesn't forget. Then Krishna, being supreme controller, he also comes as death for the forgetful souls. Those who forget him, is mentioned in the translation, your form of time, you impose death upon the forgetful souls. So once Prabhupada told that those who do not believe Krishna, those who are atheists, they also get the darshan. Then one devotee asked, how, Srila Prabhupada? Then Prabhupada said, then they will see the God in the form of death at the end of their life. So Krishna gives darshan to everyone, whether one is a devotee or non-devotee, but the form will be different. It will be very fearful form. It can be fearful form for sinful people. So in the time, as death, he controls. He is a supreme controller. No one can say that I will not die. It's only Lord who cannot die. Narayan, even Vyasadeva is still in the Himalayas doing penance. So we are forced to leave the body. No one can deny death. No one can deny old age. No, I will not get old. So we cannot control these things. No one in the material world can control his old age. No one can control that I am not going to fall sick in my whole lifetime. No one can claim it. So Krishna is a supreme controller. He is controlling even small, big, everything is controlling. Not just he is controlling the motions of the planet, the rising and setting of the sun and moon. He is controlling each and every activity of the entire creation. And his control is such that we can see that everyone has to follow, whether we are willing to follow or we are not willing to follow. We have to become old. We have to take another body by his arrangement, by his laws, according to the laws set by him. No one sees control, no matter how much one has earned during his whole lifetime, working day and night. But at the end of the life, while quitting the body, one cannot take a single penny with him. This is his control. You cannot take anything. You cannot take anything with us. This is his control. So he is the supreme controller. And in Bhagavad-Gita, it is said, Mrityu Sarva Harasyama. So as death, he takes up everything. He takes up everything. And the soul is left with the only karmas and the spiritual activities, the pious credits which he has earned. Only the spiritual practices which he has earned, which he has practiced, will be going through him in the next, carried forward to the next lifetime. So the forgetful souls in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, Krishna bhuliya jeev bhoga vancha kare, pasate maya tare jhopatiya dhare. So as soon as the soul desires to be enjoyer, as soon as we desire to enjoy, then he is immediately captured by Maya. We can see in our lifetime also that as soon as we desire to enjoy, suppose there is a lot of Mahaprasad, some feast, and we think that I will eat today more. Let's enjoy Mahaprasad. And if we eat more, then the problem is waiting. After 1 hour, we'll feel very sleepy. Oh, I ate too much today. It was feast. So as soon as there is a tendency to enjoy, don't worry, the pain is just awaiting the next moment. That is the law in this world. We cannot try to enjoy material on the material platform materially. If we want to enjoy, we must enjoy on the spiritual platform. Then in this verse, Krishna is saying that in this verse, the Brahman Shrutadev, he is saying that you appear both in your causeless spiritual form. So for devotees, Krishna appear in his personal form. Here Krishna, in the life of Shrutadev and Bahulashva, Krishna has personally traveled and appeared and giving them darshan and taking their services. And his appearance is causeless. Like a father causelessly helps the children, serves the children. He does not demand something from the children. He just tries to serve the children. So Krishna also tried to serve all the parts and parcel in the universe. So his form is causeless and his form is spiritual. So there are many spiritual forms. If you see, there is deity. We take darshan every day. Shri Krishna Balram, Shri Radha, Shyam Sundar Lalita, Vishakha Devi, Gaur Nitai, Srila Prabhupada. So every day we are taking darshan of the deity. That is the causeless spiritual form. Deity is not just made of wood or marble or stone. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita also it's mentioned, Pratima Naha Tumi Sakshat Brajendra Nandana. And devotee says, oh my Lord, you are not an idol. You are Krishna yourself. You yourself has appeared in the form of deity. And we have heard so many pastimes and stories of the deities. Yes, many realizations, many times we pray to the deities and the deity reciprocate with us. We can see it. One story is always Bhakti Damodar Maharaj. He told us about the deity that once in some foreign country, there was His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was serving on a center, and there was no Lakshmi to pay the rent. So he tried, but somehow or other he could not arrange the rent for the center temple. So it was just like only few days left. Otherwise, they had to vacate the temple and look for some other place. So it was a big problem. So during deity worship, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was praying to the Lord. And when the deity worship finished, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he told Chandramauli Maharaj, he was there, Maharaj, did you heard something? Then Chandramauli Swami Maharaj told, no. What was that? The deity told something. The deity uttered a word. So, no, I could not hear what he said. Then Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj told, actually I was praying to the deity. We are in short of money, Lakshmi. So he uttered a name, this name. So, but I don't know who he is. Whose name is this? So Chandramauli Swami Maharaj, he told that that person is right here. He was traveling with Chandramauli Swami Maharaj. And Maharaj said, he glanced towards that person, and that person, then he opened his bag and brought out Lakshmi, money notes. And he told, I was carrying it from some days. And I visited many centers. But I was thinking, what would be the best place to donate this Lakshmi? So I got the answer, thank you. So the deity, they reciprocate personally if we have sincere desire. If we sincerely pray, if we are serious, the deities will reciprocate. We have seen many pastimes of the deities. From Vrindavan, a deity Gopalji, he travelled to Odisha to just give an evidence for his devotee, for a Brahman devotee. So the deity travelled from Vrindavan, and that the village name also changed. It became Sakshi Gopal because he became the Sakshi. He presented the evidence. So Krishna, in the form of deity, he is present in front of us, and we can also feel practically that no matter how long we stand in front of the deity, no matter how many days we attend, even we attend the whole life Mangal Aarti, still we are not going to get bored to see Krishna, right? He is always charming, beautiful, smiling. We are not going to get bored. But if we see some murti, some idol, no matter how beautifully it has been crafted, we cannot see them morning, Mangal Aarti, that too for half an hour, then Darshan Aarti, then in the other parts of the day. It's very difficult. And every day, the same schedule goes. But we are not, but we feel more and more ecstatic, more and more happy and pleased to see the Lord. And the other forms, the other spiritual forms are like similar to the deity, Krishna's holy name. Prabhupada, he told once, I began in this New York, in that storefront, simply by chanting. So I did not bribe you, American boys and girls, to come after me. My only asset was chanting. So Prabhupada carried this holy name in his heart to the entire world, and he blessed everyone with the holy name and transformed the lives of millions and millions. So this is the causeless mercy of the holy name. It's the causeless mercy of the pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, who transformed our lives. Other spiritual forms are like Dham, Vrindavan Dham. No matter whether one is a devotee or not, I have talked with many people, and they say that we don't know about Vrindavan, we just came here. Devotees know something about Vrindavan, but many people, they just come here and they just roam in Vrindavan. But they say our experience is completely different. We never felt at any other place what we are feeling in Vrindavan. And it is also seen that once somebody comes to Vrindavan, he keeps coming. He has a desire, when the next time I will go to Vrindavan. So that is the potency of Krishna in the form of Dhama. So Vrindavan attracts everyone because it's Krishna, Madan Mohana. And also Krishna takes the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Rasmalyam, the juice, and it destroys all the anarthas. It establishes the pure devotion in the hearts of those who study it regularly. If we study it regularly, His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj says, if someone studies regularly Srimad Bhagavatam, if he completes it, whole Bhagavatam, by regular study, Krishna will be established in his heart. So I thought how it can be. Just by completing 12 canto, Krishna will be established by reading daily. So I was trying to read Srimad Bhagavatam daily. And then in the chapter of Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu, so the demon Hiranyaksh, he was fighting with the Lord. And he tried to keep the Lord in the clutch. So Varahadev, he just embraced very tightly and he thought, I am very powerful, I can crush Lord. Crushed like the stones, he was very powerful, Hiranyaksh. But he could not do anything. Krishna just, he was invisible. He saw where he went, where Lord Varahadev went. And then Varahadev was standing a little far. And then he fights with the Lord. He fights, but we know Krishna, no one can defeat Krishna except his devotees. Except the pure devotees, no one can defeat Krishna. So In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that the demons like Hiranyaksha, they want to control Krishna, but then can never control Krishna. He is the supreme Lord, he is the supreme soul. But the power of devotion is such that the devotees, they carry Krishna in the boxes wherever they go. In the whole world, wherever they go, they carry Krishna in the boxes. Krishna accompanies them. So we see the devotees, they carry Krishna in some briefcase, in different arrangements from all over the world. They travel with the Lord. So when I read that, then it touched me that, oh, it's so wonderful. That's the power of devotion. Then I could understand when we read Bhagavatam every day, when we hear Bhagavatam every day, there will be something, some pastime, some sentences, some few words which will hit us inside, which will touch our heart. And gradually, we will start feeling very special about Krishna, about our relationship with Krishna, and pure devotion will be arised. Krishna will be established in our heart. So Srila Prabhupada gave deities, he gave temples, he gave holy name, books. Books are the basis, Srila Prabhupada told. And Srila Prabhupada was very pleased through book distribution, and this book distribution has started. So we must try to distribute more and more books to please Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. So once in Vrindavan, I was feeling down in spiritual life, and I thought what to do. So I just went to Srila Prabhupada Vyasapit, from where he gives the lecture, and I prayed there. I prayed and prayed for a few minutes, and then paid obeisances to the Lord, and then I was just going. It was 2024 last year. So I was living in Vrindavan since 2022. So 2 years had passed, and their Matajis were distributing books. So one Mataji told, Prabhuji, please help us distribute books. So I thought in the 2 years, Matajis never told me to distribute book. Why it is happening? And see the Matajis, they are just right in front of Srila Prabhupada. They are where Yashoda Dham, there. So from there they told, and I tried. Okay, I thought maybe it's the Srila Prabhupada's blessing, desire, because he loves book distribution. He wants to give mercy. So I tried. Not that day, on the next day. That day I was rushing for some service. I told Mataji, not today. Why not today? He was saying, you can do sometime. Mataji, someone waiting. So somehow, but later on actually I realized it is Prabhupada's desire. It is his blessings. He want to make me to distribute books. So then the next day I came personally and I took the books and I started distributing. So in like less than an hour, around 25 books were distributed. 25 Bhagavad-Gitas. I never distributed 25 Bhagavad-Gitas in my entire life in 1 hour. So, and after distributing 25 Bhagavad-Gita, I realized that I have been uplifted spiritually. I was feeling very nice. So this is the power of the pure devotee Srila Prabhupada. For the non-devotees, Lord appears as material nature. Even devotees, they are not interested in the universal form. In the Bhagavad-Gita, we have seen Arjun, Lord is showing his universal form, grand form. But Arjun is saying, oh my dear Lord, please come back in your original two-handed form. I love that form. So that is the supreme form of the Lord, the best form of the Lord, Shyama Sundar. Krishna shows his power to the non-devotees. It doesn't show him personally to the non-devotees. They see the nature, they see the mountains. Mountains are like the hairs of the Lord, of the Virat Rupa. The rivers are like the blood flowing in him, the veins. So they just see the outside beauty, outside exhibitions, the powers of the Lord. And they see the billions of tons of water in the ocean, and they can imagine how this water came. So scientists keep imagining how the water came, how air came, how life is going. They're just busy in this. So that's crazy. But if, like one scientist told, if you go deep into the nature, you will be forced enough to believe in God. Like Lord Calvin, if I am not wrong. So Lord Calvin told it. So, and in the water, if you see billions of tons of water. If you place one glass of water here, and if you leave it, after some time, after a few days, we cannot drink. It will be still. It will not be fit for drinking. But billions and billions of tons of water in the oceans, how they are not getting decomposed? See the arrangement of Krishna. He has put salt in it. The salty water. They are not going to decompose. And the clouds will be formed by the sun. By the sun, and then again the cycle will go, the water cycle. So Krishna obstructs the vision of non-devotees. In mantra 15 of Ishopanishad also Krishna says, Hiranmayena patrena satyas syapihitam mukham tattvam pushana apavrinu satya dharmasya drishtaye. O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. So for those who try to see Krishna who try to see Lord, who believe that Lord is formless, which is the question of Arjuna in the chapter 12 of Bhakti-yoga, devotional service in Bhagavad-Gita. The Bhakti-yoga, if you see, it starts from this inquiry. Which is better? The formless, oh my dear Lord, you are formless, your formless Swarupa is better, or your personal form is better? Which is better? So Krishna himself answers the question, that the klesho adhiktaraste shamavvyakta sakta chesta. So there is a lot of trouble. It is troublesome process to meditate on the formless Lord. So in this way, if you see, the impersonal conception, it has been destroyed, it has been crushed, thrashed by Prabhupada at many and number of times. You see, all the small books, big books, everywhere. So actually, in one lecture I heard that Prabhupada is not crushing the impersonalist actually. Actually, the impersonalism lies within our heart, within us. So when Prabhupada is writing, he is blessing us, he is trying to remove the impersonalism from our heart, from the heart of the reader. That is most important. We can see in our life also, many times we behave impersonally. We see a devotee, we don't pay obeisances. Okay, he has not seen, I will walk. If he sees, then obeisances. Sometimes we see, we don't say Hare Krishna. If he sees, Hare Krishna. Doesn't see, okay. So many times we don't talk, many times we don't behave properly, many times we don't follow the etiquette. So Krishna, for the non-devotees, we were discussing that he exhibits his powers. So as material nature. And for those who forget him, for the demons, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur saying, it takes the form of time, it takes the form of death. Although devotees are not fear of death. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada writes at one place in Srimad Bhagavatam that the devotees, they do not fear death because they think that my union with Krishna is soon approaching. I am approaching sooner to reach the Krishna Lok, to reach the Golok. So the time is ticking and we have to reach the spiritual world. So pure devotee says the time is getting lesser and lesser and lesser. So he is more jubilant and happy, a pure devotee. So death is fearful for the materialist. They fear. Big person, big shots. They carry so many security guards, forces with them. They are very fearful. So fear is there in the material world. And in the form of time, Krishna controls the creation. So I would like to tell you about the time, one of the pastime of Srila Prabhupada. I would like to share about the bell. Before the bell rings, I would like to read. It is about the bell only. And about this bell, there was the first bell of this temple, the temple's first bell. How many of you seen in Srila Prabhupada's house the bell? And how many of you know the pastime of behind the bell? Oh, very few. Okay. So the temple's first bell, 1975. You can read it. It's there in Prabhupada's house. There was a bell in the Darshan Mandapa that was rung during Aarti. Devotees would ring it quite enthusiastically sometimes. Somebody was ringing it over jealously and the bell fell. The mark is still there where the bell fell and dented the marble. Luckily, it didn't hit anybody in the head. That was the end of the bell because it broke. The temple president Dhananjay Prabhu thought, we don't have a bell for Aarti now. I will buy one. He bought a bigger bell because he wanted to get a really good bell. It weighed about 30 kilos. He was proud of this bell because it sounded good. It was going to be a big difference from the sound of the little bell that they had before. This bell was Dhananjay's pride and joy. He wanted to hang it above the main door of the temple, where there is a structure that he thought looked just like a belfry. He wanted Prabhupada to see the bell. Bells have a ring on the top. He had some workers put a bamboo pole through the ring and brought it to Prabhupada's house. Dhananjay told Prabhupada, I have just bought a bell. Would you like to see it? Prabhupada asked, where is it? It's outside. We can bring it in so you can see it. He brought the bell in and Prabhupada saw it hanging on the bamboo pole. Dhananjay Prabhu rang it a few times. Prabhupada said, oh, that is a very nice bell. Hang it in the tree in the courtyard. I am not going to hang it in the tree. It's not supposed to be hung in the tree, Dhananjay Prabhu replied. If you hang it in the tree, then you can ring it during the Aarti and it will sound nice. That's not the place it should be. That does not sound right. I am not going to hang it in the tree. Prabhupada is saying, why? The tree is not strong enough. If you hang this heavy bell on the tree, it's going to break the branch. That does not sound at all practical, Prabhupada. No, I want it hung on the tree. No, I am going to hang it somewhere else. Prabhupada, where are you going to hang it? I am going to hang it above the door. You are going to hang it above the door, the main door? Yes, there is already a place. It's already there. It's existing. And that's where it's going to go. Alright, you hang it up there, but I still want it hung on the tree. Prabhupada gave Dhananjay Prabhu so many opportunities not to make a fool of himself, but he went ahead anyway and hung it above the door. The guard, Chaukidar, would ring it during Aarti. Prabhupada saw it sometimes when he came back from his morning walk. He told Dhananjay Prabhu, I have decided that this bell should not only be rung for Aarti, it should be rung on the hour, every hour. If you ring it on the hour, every hour, there are many poor people living in this area who don't have watches. They will know what the time is. Also, we will know if the guard is awake or not. Very nice management. If the guard is awake, he will ring it. If the guard is sleeping, it won't be rung. And we will know that the guard is sleeping. Prabhupada would go for his morning walk every day. He would leave at 6 o'clock, go for a walk up to a certain building on Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Marg, and then turn around and come back. He would come back exactly at 7 o'clock. At that time, of course, the bell was being rung because it was 7 o'clock morning. Prabhupada always looked at his watch to make sure the bell was being rung at the right time on the hour. One morning at 7 o'clock, the guard rang the bell 1, 2, 3, and then nothing. The rope had broken because it was not very strong. It had worn away by rubbing against the edge of the roof. On the fourth pull, the rope actually snapped. The guard was standing in front of Prabhupada with a pile of rope at his feet. There were at least 20 devotees with Prabhupada standing there, including Dhananjay Prabhu. Prabhupada turned to Dhananjay Prabhu and said, no brain, simply buffalo stool, meaning between Dhananjay's ears. After this, Gunarnav Prabhu devised a pulley with a little wheel so the rope would not break. I think it's still there. One night, Brahmanand Prabhu came just after 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning, banging on Dhananjay's Prabhu door. Dhananjay Prabhu woke up and said, "Who is there?" "It's me, Brahmananda, Prabhupada's secretary. Prabhupada wants to see you right away." "What has happened?" "Just wake up, put on a gamcha, don't bathe. Just put on a gamcha and come down immediately. It's urgent." He would not tell Dhananjay Prabhu what it was. Dhananjay Prabhu was fearful, thinking, what is happening? He put on a gamcha and ran downstairs as fast as he could and went to Prabhupada's room. Prabhupada was in his bedroom translating. Dhananjay Prabhu paid his obeisances and Prabhupada said, "You did not hear." Dhananjay thought, what did not I hear? Particularly at 2 o'clock in the morning? Prabhupada said, "The bell did not ring." That means the guard is sleeping. In future, when the bell does not ring, you ring the bell. Whenever the guard does not ring the bell, then you have to ring the bell. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the time is over, but if there are any question, comment or feedback, it will be very welcome.
Hare Krishna. You spoke about reciprocation with the deity, how the deity is responding. There's a nice story. In Jagannath Puri there was a Muslim, and he was a sweet wala. He made sweets. And he was always dreaming of the idea to offer his sweets to Jagannath. He was a devotee of Jagannath. So every night, he waited till his wife went to sleep, and he pulled the curtain, and secretly he worshipped Jagannath for 30 years or something. And he always prayed, "Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami," but I want to see your form. So one night, Jagannath came to him and said, "You have been praying all these years, but I'm hungry. I would like to eat kajra." You know kajra?
Kajra, yeah.
The sweets. I want to eat kajra. And this Muslim said, "I don't know, my Lord, how to make kajra." He said, "I show you. Let's go in the kitchen." So Jagannath showed him how to make kajra. In the morning, the man got up early in the morning and made a lot of kajra and put it in a basket and went to the temple full of excitement. And the Shokidar said, "You cannot go inside. You're Muslim. You cannot go." He said, "But Lord Jagannath wants to eat kajra for bread." "You cannot go. You're Muslim. You cannot." So Garuda, he was standing on his stumper, and he heard the conversation. And he flew into the gatehouse. He picked up the basket and put it right in front of Jagannath. And then he pulled the curtain and rang the bell. He stood there. Everybody was shocked seeing Garuda standing there with his wings, ringing the bell. So then Garuda flew back and he stood on his stumper, as before. And they opened the curtain. They couldn't find the kajra. But they saw Jagannath's mouth was dripping with sugar and ghee. So that's, since then, they make every morning for this morning offering the kajra. So that's where the story comes from, the kajra story. It's an old story. And the interesting thing is, this man was unknown. Nobody knew. Not even his wife knew. But he became famous because he pleased Lord Jagannath. Real fame is created by Krishna only. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Jai Jagannath.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thanks for a very wonderful class. Prabhu, please help me understand that as we're telling the class, Krishna knows the past and the present and what we are going to do. He also knows that, as you were saying. So, does it mean that Prabhu, he knows when this jiva is going to come back to Goloka Vrindavan is fixed, and whatever the activities, what we are going to be doing, that is also fixed? So please can you highlight more on this?
So as far as I have understood, it is not fixed. Because if it is fixed, then Prabhupada will not come. Okay. And why Prabhupada is saying, finish your business in this one lifetime. You chant Hare Krishna whenever you get time. You finish your business. Why you want to take another birth? Why you want to take another chance? So there is free will and this little free will. But when the question is that if Krishna knows the future, what is your question? So it is like we are always in our life, we are always on the age, means there can be two paths. One goes towards Krishna, one goes towards Maya. So Krishna has an idea. Now what he is going to choose, like Krishna has an idea because he is seeing us since million of births. So he is having an idea what he is going to do, which path he is going to take. And the path, but still there is free will to choose. It is with us, with the living entities. That is Krishna's, by the Krishna's potency, by his will. We have a little free will to choose between Krishna and Maya. Once we make the choice, he knows the destination. He knows. He has taken this path, we will end there. If you know in Google Map, you can see from, okay, if I take right, we will go there. If I take left, go there. You know the whole map. So like Krishna knows the life of the living entities. And he sends his pure devotees. He is very anxious to take us back as soon as possible. But it is at our end how much we are sincere and serious about going back home, back to God. That is my little understanding. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.